Oh man, this mixer, man. I really love this mixer. Not only about the sound, it's about it's amazing because actually we had a DJ, and after the DJ we have this band with 26, well, reducer, well, 20 channel ish, and was the first time I met the band. Was the first proper band on stage because before that I only have songwriters and small stuff, and I was surprised because at the end of the first song I have the mix ready. It sounds good, and I think that says a lot about that digital mixer because in analog you have everything there, so you don't have to guess or where is this, where is that. But with digital mixer, every brand has a different setup, a different interface, different features. So you need like a process to use the mixer properly. But with this mixer has been like, I must confess that I've been using the last summer the Roland M400, which is completely different, but the way of thinking is almost the same. And with those beautiful effects and that amazing dynamic EQ, I've used dynamic EQ in a lot of different brands, but this one sounds good. It's easy to use and it's like, yes. The way I'm using dynamic EQ here is quite useful because that noise limitation. I don't like to cut frequencies, and having dynamic EQ, for example, is because the geography of this valley, 63 Hz travels far away. So with dynamic EQ, I can keep that frequency in my sound system. I don't need to eliminate, just compress a bit. Obviously, it's not that loud. I mean, it's not the same that having the system free and flat, but it's there. And even I prefer that only the first row has bass, that nobody has bass at all. It's, with that kind of compromise, it's great. And when you have a PA that you don't know and it's a bit not in perfect condition, using that dynamic EQ to control those frequencies that you are going to have problem, but you don't need to eliminate it. For me, that is really amazing. And Roland does that really well. I have an RE20. It's a space echo emulation. And every time that I tour with a band and I need a proper delay, I put the pedal in my backpack. And with this mixer, I have it there. And not only I have it there, I have plenty of more Boss effects, legendary Roland reverbs, and I only need to put the high pass filter, the proper frequency. I just leave it on. I almost don't have even to EQ anything. I mean, that's weird because all the digital mixer has effects, obviously. But I had to buy a wave sound system, a wave sound grid system, so to compensate the bad quality of the effects in the other digital mixer. But with this one, it's like, even having the option, because I can put the car and just use it, I prefer to use the internal one. Sounds really, really good. Anchors. This is one of the most amazing things I have seen in a mixer for the last couple of years, because you can set like bookmarks in any channel you want, and you can recall it with 2 clicks. So let's say you have a 60 channel band and you have a string section, percussion section, whatever you want to add there. And obviously, usually you only have like 2-3 layers with fader. Let's say 16 channels every layer. So when you change the layer, you always have the same channels in the same position. But using this anchor thing, you can put first the channel you want and the rest will follow. So if I go to the string section, I know that all the first channel will be my string right there without have to make a population group, because maybe I have my strings and vocals. So for me it's great. The way you can rearrange the channel in this mixer is actually quite cool, because you can do everything at the same moment. It's really easy, really intuitive. Plus anchor, it's like you can go anywhere at any moment. And on top of that, you have the DCA that also works like population group. If you click twice and you have the channel you have in that DCA just right there. So using this free feature, thanks to that, actually, I have a proper sound for the last band yesterday night. I mean, everything was there. If I need to go to a specific channel, I was just 2 clicks away from any page or any window. And that for a festival is a game breaker, because it works with inputs, with outputs, sends, whatever you can imagine, you can do it there. And that flexibility is amazing, completely stunning. That is really hard to find nowadays in a digital mixer, because with an analog one, you have everything there. So you only need to move yourself. But with digital mixer, you have a physical limitation. You have a number of faders. And for me, it was great. It's like, we have drums ready, no yet, okay, what we got ready? Vocal mics, and I have maybe in the 3rd layer, but with anchor is 2 push, boom, the vocals are there and I can start working. So really, really cool feature. With the proper mixer like I'm having here, thanks to the mixer here actually, I could make the thing sound pretty right actually. I'm quite happy with the sound. Everybody's happy with the sound. So.